Welcome to the Simply Seasonal Cooking Show.
I'm Megan.
I'm Cara.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Let the good times roll.
So this is a time of feast before the fast. So it's a celebration of indulgence, of tradition, of bringing in all of these things that we love to eat so much because we're just about to go into the cleansing and the fasting time of year, which is spring. But a lot of times if we're craving these things on a daily basis, that can turn into something different.
So it's all about balance. It's okay to indulge when we know the fast is ahead. And your body is always seeking out balance. And cravings are a way that your body might be telling you that something is off balance. It could be physical, or it can also be emotional. So today we're going to take a look at common cravings and kind of deconstruct them and see where you stand.
So over here we have obviously the alcohol, the chocolate, and the coffee, and all of these are stimulants. So they're kind of bringing us into another element that we might not be in already. I know I love coming home to have a nice glass of wine after a long day. But if I see myself doing this consistently, I might say, okay, what is it that I'm looking for in the wine? Is it just the ritual of it, that I love having a glass of wine with dinner? Or am I looking maybe for the stimulation part of it? Same thing with coffee. You know, are you making coffee every single morning? Is it the ritual of it? Could you maybe replace that with tea if you feel that you are kind of addicted to the caffeine? Same thing with chocolate as well, the sweetness, right? Why are you reaching for maybe that sweetness of chocolate? Could you maybe instead swap out the milk chocolate that you might be having for a high cacao chocolate and a high quality chocolate like these? So it's just something to bring awareness of why you're doing it and what component of it that you're reaching for.
It's bringing awareness to your craving and just trying to understand it. It's okay to still satisfy it, but if you're overindulging in it, let's just look at other things we can bring in and alternatives to vary it up, right? So one I struggle with is the crunchy salty. So the first thing is, are you thirsty? Do you need more salt intake? So there's that component and just the nourishment of that. And then there's also just the crunch, the action of the crunch, the sound of the crunch that is so satisfying to me. A lot of times that comes from frustration or anger or resentment. You know, there's also just boredom. And, you know, we want to sit there and just mindlessly crunch while we, you know, don't have to listen to anything else, or we're just kind of punching the walls, you know. So try adding some protein into that, like hummus. You can chop up avocado and put it in your salsa. And there's also using fresh raw veggies like carrots and celery and cucumber and radish, and using these to get your crunch fest out.
Yeah. And then of course cheese and dairy is a really big one. So a lot of people are like, don't take away my cheese. I love my cheese. Cheese actually has an opioid in it, which makes it addictive. Again, for the survival of the baby, right? It needs to eat from the mother every day, so it wants to be addicting. But that energy as well is still there, that warm love from the mother, this safety, just wrapping yourself up in a blanket and being held. It's that kind of feeling that cheese really gives us, right? So is that what you're looking for when you're having cheese and crackers maybe on a daily basis? Or is it the creaminess that you're looking for? If it is, there's a lot of great alternatives with avocado, can be nice and creamy, or a nice cashew cream, which is maybe a vegan alternative, even like a cauliflower Alfredo sauce, or a coconut milk. So there's all these other components that you could maybe look for to add in rather than always going for the cheese.
And then there's the big category of sugar and bread and baked goods. Please watch our sugar episode on sugar alone. If it's a sugar addiction, deal with that, and we talk about that in that episode. If it's about having something more bready and the substance of the bread and the baked good, first of all, it might be something nostalgic for you. Maybe this is something you came home from school to and it just makes you feel nice and warm. There's also the component of it filling you up and like really filling your belly and feeling full.
Like satisfied.
Yeah. And so it almost puts you in that food coma state where you just need to sit there and digest, and maybe that's what your body needs, is just to like sit
and stop and relax.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's with all of these things, you know, like stop and like look at it. But with the baked goods, what I've learned to do is make a healthier version of baked goods. So there's lots of like ooey gooey brownies you can make that are made with healthy ingredients, and this whole wheat banana bread that's made with maple syrup and nuts, and a little bit healthier options.
So good. And really, I mean, at the end of the day, addressing where our cravings are really coming from on the physical or the emotional level, and finding, you know, where it is that we could make healthier options, whether lifestyle wise or with food. So
hope this helps you.
Yeah, that sounds simple enough.
Because it's simply seasonal.
I'm Megan.
I'm Cara.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Sounds good to me. Dancing through past each other. I put my teeth on it. Being way too realistic. FYI. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to take this off.